it's really important to come into an area that's clean and that's organized, and just appealing for me to come into so that I feel inspired to create.
In this video, I share how I make the time that I spend in the kitchen great quality time with self and motivate myself to prepare beautiful, healthy meals. Stay tuned.
Greetings, this is Body-Culinary, and welcome to another Living Foods Jam session. So today, more than just the physical food, we're dealing with more food for thought. And one of the most important parts of preparing your food, which is first having a clean, attractive food preparation area, aka kitchen, aka healing laboratory, whatever you'd like to call it that inspires you. So I spend a lot of time in the food preparation area. So I know for me it's very important, it's really important to come into an area that's clean and that's organized, and just appealing for me to come into so that I feel inspired to create. It doesn't seem like many folks take the time to prepare food. Quite often that can be because people's work schedule is really intense. I know I personally have had clients at 4 o'clock and 4:30 in the morning before, so I know what that's like. Depending on your priorities, I would still make sure I had fresh food prepared for myself and my family before I left the door. So right after I'm done training clients, I have a green juice there. I usually have green juice or a green smoothie before I leave out of the house. And there are many habits and residual habits that I've had over the years that really give me effects, positive after effects, positive results, and they're more so from habits. So I don't have to go through the mental stress of making the decision all over again to start eating healthy. Actually, those sprouts there have grown inside the jar. So maybe I'll share those with you. But it's very important to have an attractive space to prepare your food in. So yes, that means we have to clean the food preparation area. And if you just look at the amount of time that we spend with other things without making anything good or bad, it's really about prioritizing our time. And often when we're out, we're looking for validation, or many of us spend more time, looking and hunting for relationships, when what I found in my simple observation, a big part of a relationship or relating to one's own being and one's own self is the time you spend with yourself. I've also found that time spent with other people can be more productive and more gratifying for me if it's around a project or activity. For example, I've said for years, usually if it has anything to do with fruits or vegetables or dance or movement or, beautifying, my hair or whatever, I'm interested. Most other things I don't really have an interest. And we have busy lives and you only have so many hours in the day. And if you think of how you want to be spending your time, I want to spend the free time I do have enjoying myself, right? There's so many hours that we put into work. You want to enjoy your work or find ways to enjoy your life and your time. So things like putting little teeny plants, and this is one of my newest little plants. Isn't it cute? This woman was doing some recycled things, so she put this together. Little teeny things like that, or sometimes pulling things that are technically weeds, but they have beautiful flowers on them, and to put them in the back room or to put them inside the food prep area. They're really, when you look at them, they motivate you and they make you smile. So I really like to make the food prep area very welcoming. And I love plates and knives, and I can eat just as well with my hands. I enjoy that too. So I'm having a good time with myself. There's another sister friend gave me a bunch of jars, which I recycle for everything from sunflower seeds to spices. Then I have some other ideas of things to create, to put it in them, to use these. It's all kind of creative things, and I'm always growing and creating something. So I really want to encourage you to spend good quality time with yourself. You could, multitask and put on a positive YouTube video where you're actually learning something, and you can have like your friends, as I like to call them, which is what I've done for years, because good quality company for me, I'm learning something, they're in a good mood, it's I'm getting something out of it, and it's a much better it's a good use of my time, it's a productive use of my time, because I got to eat anyway, right? And when you get up and you come into a really clean, beautiful space, it's just motivation. When the smells in your home are inviting, or people coming in like, wow, it smells really good, or you're like, it smells really good and it's relaxing and it's clean. Cleaning your home is really good quality time spent with yourself. I encourage you, create a space, a sanctuary, so you look forward to being in your home space and you feel fortified and nourished by the time you hit the street. If before I've even met with clients, quite often the ritual is my food was done, my house is clean before I left, I have good food waiting for me, and then usually if I do cardio or vigorous movement, before I speak to clients, my mood is heightened. I'm in a really, really good place because it is tangible quality time that I have spent with myself. A lot of times, for example, I could say I've never been one to really like to put the dishes away. But I've learned to put the dishes away. Once I do it, I look at how much time it took me. It only took me a few minutes, actually. And the time similar to working out that I could have spent complaining about putting the dishes away or avoiding putting the dishes away, it could have been done. And it's nothing like coming into a nice, clean, organized food prep area, because you can see where everything's at. I like organizing, which I have to do because I really like some of my different food preparation toys. My juicer and things. If I didn't have them, I can do just as well and prepare just as well with just some hand items, like my hand grater, my Grandma hand grater. And if I have a knife and cutting board, I'm good to go. But then also there are different things that I like to play around and create, and I love sharing food with people. So that means I got to be really organized. Also taking into consideration the people that I share the space with, like my sister. So her thing is not necessarily the food prep area, and people may not always put things where you like them or understand your systems. So you want to make it really a labor of love, or just really just enjoy yourself and all the different tasks that you have to do. So that's what I want to share with this Living Foods meditation. I love my stainless steel bowls because they have so many purposes. So many purposes. So that was number one. Number two, the other thing I wanted to share in this Living Foods Jam session, because they're all connected, was just touch a bit on beauty, which is one of the things I love beautifying. So, although I'm all natural and I enjoy having my skin breathe and my scalp breathe, from time to time, when my menstrual cycle is approaching, I can still, after all these years, get a pimple or a breakout. And so it used to really stress me out years ago. Years ago, I had a lot of acne. And as you can see, I have a little bit right here. So if I backtrack, I can know that recently I haven't been really sleeping. Been eating too many seeds. In particular, they're not soaked, so that's a lot of fat. And I know for me, my body doesn't take to mindless eating, to process all of that extra food, in particular fats in my liver. At this point, I can know it's just too much, so it's overloaded in addition to around my cycle. So the difference between then and now, I used to have a lot of acne scarring, is I don't feel panicked. I know that it will fade pretty quickly, and I don't pick. When I was younger, in my 20s, 30s, I don't remember now. I used to pick at my face because I was so anxious about having a mark or a blemish on my skin, and that really contributed to scarring my skin and discoloration, which would take a really long time to fade and to go away. And my skin, when everything is clear and you get like a big blemish, it seems like it's more pronounced, and it really stands out. So I don't like it, but I'm really grateful that I feel much more relaxed around my skin, and I know that it will fade. But even though it's fresh, whole living foods, too much food is too much food. So there's really something to be said for tuning into your body and quieting down, which is another good reason to spend good quality time with yourself, so you can listen and you can see what it is that your body needs, what you're doing too much of, what you're doing too little of, so I can know, okay, I'm not getting enough sleep. So I can intellectualize it, but not until I get enough sleep over a period of time will this fade, and will fade on its own. But I've seen this happen before, so I'm very clear, and I can be confident and not panic and then start picking at my skin. And I do know, without buying any products, that the foods that I eat on the inside, I'm full of fresh, whole living foods on the inside. But also the food that I'm eating is also what I put on my my hair and my skin. So yeah, I remember throwing my shower caddy away years ago. So there's just simple things of the fruits and the juices and the things that I'm eating. Like I had some fresh green juice. Those are things I make sure I'm hydrating from the inside with fresh living water, and that's also what I'm putting on my skin. And if you're interested to find out how I'm putting food on my skin, you can check out and get the book Natural Beauty, No Products, Love Your Own Hair and Skin. It is cruelty-free and vegan. People have to decide whatever it is that works for them, you know, and I am not opposed to grooming and beautifying. Like, I love to play in my hair, even if it's a loose natural. But I would caution women, especially young women and all women, to be very mindful of chemicals that we're putting on our skin that contribute to uterine fibroids and growths inside of our womb area or on our breasts, or that can contribute to cancer. Recently, I got a piece of equipment, a juicer, from someone that hadn't used it long, and she actually commented that her mom transitioned from cancer, and so she only got to use the juicer for a while. The doctor, she said, recommended her to eat vegetables. And it's interesting, it's almost like a deja vu, because it's not the first time I've heard that same exact thing. One of my first babysitters for my son years ago, she had been diagnosed with cancer. This is years ago, so several decades ago, and she was told to stop using deodorant and to start juicing. Interesting. Consistent pattern. So prevention, I think, is better than cure. And one of my passions is making healthy food really attractive, beautiful, and fun for people, because then it's a no-brainer. And then if you compile that also with the results, it's like, you know, why not? If you love the way the food tastes, if it's sustainable, and you learn how to really work it within your budget, whatever your demographic is, then it becomes a no-brainer, and it's attractive and it's appealing. So you have some support if you'd like to come into the food prep area with me. But I just really think it's interesting, you know, that this woman was told when she got cancer to start eating vegetables from her doctor. And the woman, she passed away. My babysitter had passed away not that long after that. But yeah, these are some things for us to consider, patterns. And really, I know for me, I choose to level up, mature up when it comes to my food. I'd rather invest mostly in healthcare than medical care. Still have a backup plan for medical care, but my goal is to stay out of the medical facilities for them to patch me up and to inject me with medications that could harm my liver and other organs, because I had habits, I had either lazy habits or gluttonous habits, and I'm by no means saying that, you know, I would never overeat on anything. But I can tell you for sure at this point, and I'm grateful, there's certain things I will not put in my mouth and that I will not consume. For me, if I felt that flesh was healthy for me, then that's something I would eat. If it was something that resonated with me. It doesn't resonate with me. But I will say all people can benefit immensely from consuming fresh, whole living fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts, and fresh herbs. I just don't want to clog my body up. But do be clear, you can clog your body up by eating mindlessly too many fats, too many nuts and seeds, and it can be quite expensive. So just a balance and a relaxation. Food is meant to be enjoyed, and it is also a fuel. Not just for what your arms and your skin look like, but also for your brain to function optimally. So that's the approach I like to take, is for your brain to function optimally. For my breasts not to be clogged with growths. For my womb not to be clogged up. For me not to put on excess cellulite that I have to work like crazy to get off. I can free that energy up when I'm not worried about that to focus on other things, if that makes sense. So I like to keep things really, really simple. So putting fresh, whole living foods on my face and on my hair and skin is simple. I don't really worry about what's in it. If anything, I just gotta be very mindful of things not getting caught in my hair. So some things have changed now that I'm not a loose natural. You know, for example, the banana conditioner and some of the other conditioners that you'll see inside the book, that I wouldn't put that so much in here because this would get caught up in the lock. So I use more, one of the things that's changed is I use a lot more herbal teas. And I'm growing some fresh neem leaf. I have a huge oregano bush. I just harvested some oregano. You can see that video is uploaded on this channel. So cleaning your food prep area and spending this good time with yourself, it may seem indirect, but all of this contributes to you being very, very relaxed. If you're more relaxed, then more likely you're going to be present to what you're putting in your body and not have a tendency to eat so mindlessly. So I don't know that the priority is to rush out and buy more products and more products and more products. And we have shelves full of products and things that we don't even use and wind up going in the garbage can. And never was it that we change what we eat. Also, years ago when I worked at a holistic health center, and I observed many people on the fast would binge on junk food before the fast and then binge with treats and things after. For example, they would say, oh, I can't wait till this fast is over. As soon as the fast is over, I'm going to eat this and I'm going to eat that. And it was just very many extremes. So oftentimes it isn't that people identify what are the things that they're going to leave out and really relax and become very observant of why they're drawn to certain foods, what state of mind we're in when we're eating certain foods. All of these things contribute to stress. Being very anxious and worked up will contribute to you feeling in your mind like you don't have time to prepare food for yourself. Whereas having beautiful food that's packed in a really nice container and you don't have to run out to lunch is actually very relaxing, and you just also don't have to work so hard to get certain things out of your body. So that's my sharing today with this Living Foods jam session. I'm going to continue to put these dishes away. I like to keep it organized, and I just got a new container, a recycled container that can really keep up with all the composting that I'm doing, because I'm composting all the time. We've had so many mangoes. This will usually be packed to the max. I take it out to my my homegrown created my 3-bin composting system. So I'll be sharing more of those things on this channel. I welcome you if you would like some support, because I think many people would change the way that they ate and dance and move more if they had friends and partners, you know, to do it with, as a lifestyle. You and your homie always have these really attractive lunches and are trading recipes, and maybe they have a juice and you have a new soup or something, but it's all really healthy. It just makes it much more fun, and we learn when we're having fun. So do subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up if you found some value. Share the video. Check out Sister Butterfly and Sister Monkey. Learn to eat better. If you're interested in personal training and coaching at home, if you're a busy mom, you need to work that schedule. And if you're really looking to have support to move through all of your excuses to eat better as a lifestyle, you need to put the labels on. It's really about your results and the behavior and find what works for you. You can crowd out a lot of those habits that are not in alignment with your goals, and support through the process of your mind changing, your palate changing, can really get you to another level of result. All right, so create a great day on purpose, and I will see you soon.
So everybody can grow something.